my first nightclub fight story. So some of this might surprise you guys. My first nightclub story was actually when I was 19 years old. And if you guys seen the me partying with a cartel video, it was around that same time frame. It was a little bit after that. So it was before I ever bounced. This was not a bouncer fight. It was I didn't even get a bouncer job offered after this either. So it's not like I got into this fight and then got a bouncer job. This is not how it went because this was before my MMA fight. I got offered to be a bouncer after my MMA fight, which a lot of people saw. But anyways, this story is relevant to that also because I was with my girlfriend at the time, the same one that went with me with the narco. If you guys haven't seen that, I'll give you a spoiler. It wasn't El Chapo. It was Arturo Beltran Leiva. He's the guy that gets killed in the Netflix series. The guy that El Chapo betrayed and ends up getting killed. So he was the boss of Acapulco at the time. Anyways, that video will be linked above and also link it at the end. It's relevant to this story. Like I said, I used to hang out a lot with, but not just my girlfriend, but all the other waitresses from that bar, or at least most of them. That bar was kind of like Hooters. I don't know if you guys know Hooters, but like basically all the girls are hot, and it's called Mangoes. You know what Hooters means, right? You seen Hooters where they have the owl with the two O's, which is the boobs. Okay, yeah, the logo kind of looks like boobs. Well, mangoes, I don't know if you know, but a mango is also what you call also boobs, but in Spanish. Mangoes, like mangoes are also boobs. So it's very similar to Hooters, the concept. Only in my opinion, mangoes is cooler than Hooters. It's more like it's more nighty. Hooters is more like more colorful. Anyways, that aside, I went to this after hours club. It wasn't even a club. It's an after hours club. This club is Palladium's after hours. It was called privado or private in Spanish. If you guys been to Acapulco, there's two of these clubs in the hills, and I don't recommend you guys to go there because people get killed in these clubs. Yeah, like the owner's son, who ended up being the owner of one of them. He's there a lot with his bodyguards, and he does cocaine, and then he thinks he can street fight, and he just beats people up with the backup of his bouncers and his bodyguards. His bodyguards are state police officers with guns and shit. So these people are not to be messed with. Like they'll kill you and get away with it, even if you're a tourist. Like look it up. They've killed Canadians. They've killed Americans. Like you go missing or you get a beat down there that they fucking kill you, and then they'll just say you fell in the kitchen. Really, it's bad. Anyways, I'll do a video on that guy in the future. His name is Brian Rulan. In case you guys want to look up Brian Rulan, Acapulco, Palladium killings. Look that shit up, and you guys will see what I mean. Anyways, my first fight was at the after hours of this club. So you got Palladium, and then you got a small club next to Palladium. So you walk out of the big club when it closes at like 4 5 a.m. And then they have like a permit to be open until like 12, 1 in the afternoon. So because my girlfriend work at Mangoes, Mangoes is more sort of like a nightclub in the sense that Hooters closes at 12 or 11. Mangoes keeps going until like 5, 4 in the morning, until whatever the closing time is. It's more like a nightclub at night. So basically, after they were done off work, I went with like 5 girls and one old guy that used to always sit with us. By old, I mean like he was in his 60s. He used to sit a lot at the table that I used to sit at. So he went with us. It was me, him, and like 5 hot girls. So we're at the club. Oh, keep in mind, I had a foot injury. I had twisted my foot after taekwondo training going down the stairs. So I couldn't dance and shit. My ass was limping. I had a foot like this big. Yeah, I went down the stairs really fast after training and I twisted my foot. That was the first time I ever twisted my foot, but I didn't break it. I just twisted it badly. So my ass was going out anyways because, what am I going to do at home? But I was limping. I had my foot wrapped and I was limping and I couldn't kick. So don't expect any kicking in this video, okay? Spoiler. All right, my ass was limping. So I limped my ass upstairs after I drive there. And then I'm just kicking it with the old guy because guess what? He doesn't dance at all. So he's just sitting there drinking his tequilas and shit. With smoking in Mexico, you can smoke inside clubs. And yeah, and then I just see my girlfriend dancing and shit. And then there's like these 3 dudes sitting on my right side. Like a few tables were empty, and then they were sitting on my right side. These guys may have been in their 40s or something. They looked like businessmen. They were dressed nice, but they were just being assholes. They kept like talking shit to me. And then the older guy kept telling me to let it go. Just let it go, let it go. You got a foot injury. You got a foot injury. I'm like, I said, if I need my feet. And then I was just getting heated because these guys kept looking and talking shit. And then one of them got up and like they figured out who my girlfriend was. And then one of them got up and started talking to my girlfriend. So I get fucking pissed and I start limping my ass over there. See me limping. The old guy's telling me, "Don't do it, don't do it." So I just limp over there, and then I walk up to him. And keep in mind, guys, back in these days, I didn't have the situational awareness that I have now. Like back in those days, my adrenaline would rise, and I would only see what's in front of me. I wouldn't really be able to know what's going on around me. Like I could have got my ass kicked because I didn't even bother to look back where his friends were. His friends were behind me and shit. So I just walked over there. I get in front of the dude like face to face, and I'm like, which is also not a good idea. Don't ever do that. Don't get in front like face to face. It's not a boxing square off, you know. But again, I was 18, 19, 19, and I had been in street fights, but not in clubs. I'd never been in a club street fight. I I've never been in a club street fight. So I walk up to him face to face, and I tell him, "The fuck's your problem, dude?" And he starts laughing, touches me like this, tells me, "It's okay, kid. Don't worry. I just want you to give me permission." And he starts doing like a humping motion. So, dude, like, I just grabbed the back of his head like that, and I just like elbowed him like really hard. And keep in mind, I have never elbowed anybody ever since that. This was the first and the last time I've ever elbowed anybody. I elbowed him. I grabbed him, and you guys may think it was a Muay Thai move, but it wasn't. It was actually a move that we do in Taekwondo. Taekwondo, we have the we call it the 8 hand techniques. We go like this: low block, middle punch, high punch, out to in, into out, double block, and then we do this one. So I'm used to doing this shit like a lot. So since I had him close like this, I just did that move. I grabbed him, grabbed his head, and I pulled him towards my elbow like really hard. And I remember because I seen my elbow just connect on his cheekbone, on his left cheekbone, and I just cracked him as hard as I could. And I didn't let go. I still held on to his head. I'm looking at him. I see his eyes like literally going like this as I'm like holding in the back of his head. And then I proceed to just sock him in the face more like 4 more times as I'm walking forward. So I'm still holding his head. So we ended up like let's say from here all the way over here, and he ended up under a table, like his head under a table, my hand under the like the. Sorry guys, I hit the pole here, but basically my hand ended up with his head here and touching the back of the pole of like one of those long tables, with like long chairs. He ended up with his head down there, and again, I didn't even bother to look at his friends. I had, like anybody could have came from behind me, which a bunch of dudes did come from behind me. But luckily for me, they were the bouncers and they were friends with my girlfriend and all the girls on the table, and they're also friends with the owners. So but they all grabbed me. Like I got picked up so quick by like 3 or 4 bouncers. One grabbed this hand, one grabbed this hand, one grabbed me by the hair, one grabbed me by the shirt, one grabbed me by the pants. I just felt myself just get pulled. And yeah, like never fight bouncers. I'll just give this as an advice to you guys unless you guys want to end up looking like uncooked hamburgers. Because think about it, right? It's never smart to fight a bouncer because most of the time they're going to be bigger than you and they're going to have some kind of physical advantage over you. Nobody just becomes a bouncer or gets hired for that shit for no reason. You get hired for that because you've done something physical. So, and then think about it also, we can legally kick your ass most of the time. Most of the time, bouncers can legally kick your ass. And then you go to jail, not the bouncer. Think about it. How many times does it end well for the patrons? Like maybe 99.5% of the time bouncers get away with whatever. It's this at 0.5, there's like 0.50%. Like in my case, I also fucking but even me, most of the time I got away with it, even when it wasn't justified. That all that aside, um the bouncers pick me up and I just feel helpless. And they just drag me right out. And then I guess they talked it out, blah 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 blah. Luckily, they didn't punch me out. They didn't rough me up. And then next thing I know, not long after that, like they just brought me past the part where you go up the stairs. So right here, before they didn't take me down the stairs. And then next thing I know, I'm being brought back and they're taking him out. And I see him with his busted face. His whole face is busted. His lip, his teeth, his nose, everything here was just busted up. He was like, but guess what? He looks at me, he sticks his tongue out and he starts laughing. And he was really coked out. His eyes were really, really, really like. I found out later they were saying that they were doing a lot of coke. And he's just like just looked at me as they were taking him out. And I never seen his friends either. Like they were not in the club anymore either. I don't know when they left or where they were, but when I came back, and like, where are the other 2 guys? And then the people with me also didn't see where they went. So I don't know how or where they left, but they didn't want any of it. I guess after they see me. beat this guy up. And then when I came back and was allowed to sit back down, the old guy's just sitting there with his tequila. And he tells me, "Yeah, everybody dances in their own way, huh? That shit was fast." He tells me, he drank his tequila. You want something else to drink? Because you dropped your own beer. I'm like, yeah, Duma, because when I got up, I spilled my beer, but yeah, I didn't even notice it. Makes sense because I just got up, I almost spilled the whole table. So yeah, that was actually it. That was my first street fight. It was in Privado, a fucking after hours club from Palladium with a bunch of girls from Mangoes and one customer from Mangoes, and all the bouncers in it, of course. Bunch of killers over there. I had no idea. If I had known that they were actually killing people there, like these bouncers that pick me up kill people. It's fucked, but it's true. They get away with it. No, like it's like when a bunch of people from when I was working at Baby O found out that I liked the adrenaline, they recommended me to work here. I never worked there. I was like, I'm good, dude. I'm not about to do a bunch of thuggish shit with these motherfuckers. I'm all right, But yeah, that was my first ever street fight in a bar or a club, and I will do my second one in a video coming up soon. Give me your reactions and comments, and how did you guys think this fight would end up? All right, so that's video, guys. Catch you later.